In today's transfer target video, we're going to be talking all about what to do with our blanking players in game week 26. We're also going to discuss Ollie Watkins and the benefits he offers, and we're also going to be talking Arsenal and whether or not it's worth investing in any of their players. Before we dive into today's video, we're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season, so if you want to help me hit that goal, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Subscribe being the main one. Otherwise, we won't hit our goal, will we? Of course, we're going to start off talking about the three players on screen, the Liverpool boys, and what to do with them. A lot of us brought in the likes of Núñez and Jota, all in preparation for this double game week. So far, it's not gone well, has it? It's not gone well for both of them. Coming off in the first half, both Diego Jota and Darwin Núñez. Jurgen Klopp has provided an update on both of them. Darwin Núñez, it does seem like he is a little bit better than the position that Jota's in. His kind of quote from Jurgen Klopp is they're going to have to see where he's at. So he might feature on Tuesday night for you. So that might be a little bit of relief if you did bring him in. Diego Jota, on the other hand, from the initial comments from Jurgen Klopp, it is not looking good. And I think with Mohamed Salah being back as well, he would be a player I would definitely be recommending selling this week. They've obviously got the blank. Then they've got Forest, then they've got City, and then it's obviously game week 29, yet again, we're Liverpool blank. So realistically, you're going to have two fixtures out of the next 4 weeks if you do hold on to any of these Liverpool assets, especially Núñez and Jota. I do feel better players are emerging that do feature in game week 29, or at least have a game in game week 26. And with now Jota now sustaining that injury, a very potentially serious injury as well, Salah being back, for me, I think he is a very easy sell this week. Darwin, I think there's a little bit less like area of concern. Obviously, he's like touch and go. He could be back for game week 27 potentially. It's not the worst fixture, Nottingham Forest away, but we will touch on that a little bit more throughout the video. But you know, it is what it is. I think Darwin potentially could hold him for one more week. Maybe wait until Dominic Solanke's played City, then bring Dominic Solanke in for that game week. That's potentially something you could do there. The one that I wanted to talk about and tell people to actually go and avoid is Mohamed Salah. He currently, at the time of recording, is the most transferred in player. That is dumb. Do not go and bring Salah in. I'm just going to tell you right now. Liverpool blank. Great. Then they play Forest in game week 26. On paper, it looks a really good fixture, but if you look at the past 5 game weeks, actually since Nuno's appointment as Forest manager, they are third for XG conceded. You know, they're conceding very limited opportunities. I know some of the games have been quite wild, but it does seem like Nuno is making them a more resilient defence. So is Salah going to be able to hold that week? Probably not. Then they play City in game week 28. Again, not the greatest fixture. It's probably going to be a very tight and congested game, and you don't imagine Salah's going to have kind of a free-for-all, and you're probably not going to be captaining him as well that week. Then obviously they blank in game week 29. So if you're on a wild card for game week 30, for me personally, I think Salah is a very easy avoid. If you're on that game week 30 or potentially game week 31 wildcard, there doesn't seem to be too much kind of benefit to going for Mohamed Salah. He blanks in 26. The fixture against Forest, yes, on paper looks good, but we spoke about the defensive numbers that they're putting up. I don't necessarily think it's worth it there. Then City in 28, and then another blank in game week 29. So if I think you're on the wildcard for 30 or 31, I think Salah is a very easy avoid. Let me know what your plans are for Mohamed Salah down in the comment section. Obviously, he did get that goal and assist today, putting him on a lot more people's radars, but I do think he is a very easy avoid. Ollie Watkins is the next player we are going to discuss. Obviously, 2 goals for him against Fulham. Back on a lot of people's radars after selling him for Darwin Núñez this week. Thankfully, I kept him. I knew what I was doing. I was always going to keep Watkins. He has been a tremendous asset this year. 27 attacking returns in 25 games is absolutely phenomenal. As you can see over the past 5 game weeks as well, 4 goals, 5 assists, 49 points scored. Definitely a player, if I didn't own him, I would be looking to bring him in. The fixtures for Aston Villa are pretty good. We obviously spoke about the Forest one, but Villa are at home. They have a very good home record so far this season. But like I said in the last section, Nottingham Forest are putting up a lot better defensive numbers. Then he goes away to Luton. Not the easiest place to go, Kenilworth Road, but still on paper, you would imagine Ollie Watkins could get something out of that game. Then they play Tottenham at home. Tottenham Again, losing to Wolves today, they do feel quite vulnerable and could lose that game to, obviously, Aston Villa. Then, obviously, have a fixture in game week 29. So if you're not planning on playing that free hit in game week 29, this is a big plus, as you are going to have one of the best assets going up a West Ham side who are currently sat 20th for XG conceded. So for me, it makes complete sense to go and bring Ollie Watkins in. Maybe if you've got Darwin Núñez, I think this could be the very easy switch back to Ollie Watkins. He has a fixture in 26, good fixture in 27, 28 not the best, but then also plays in blank game week 29. So I think he's a very good asset. We've seen what he can do against top teams as well. I think he was super unlucky not to have scored against Manchester United. Got his 2 goals today. Absolutely phenomenal stuff from him. You know, he's just an all-round great asset. He's picking up so many attacking returns and doesn't even have penalties. Let's just put that into context. Some of these other great assets that we're all kind of applauding over, the likes of Salah, obviously Dominic Solanke that we're kind of drooling over in the next few weeks, Haaland, these guys all have penalties. Watkins is doing this without penalties and is absolutely killing it in the game at the moment. Absolutely smashing it. Like I said, there's lots of pros that plays in the blank game week 26, plays in the blank game week 29, and some positive fixtures around that. For me, I think you're probably going to be wanting to look at a front three of Watkins, Solanke and Haaland for probably up until game week 29, game week 30 would be the plan for me. Those would be the free forwards I would be looking to get. So if I feel you don't have Watkins, I probably would look to go and invest in him this week. Moving on to today's final section, I thought we would talk about Arsenal assets and whether or not it is worth investing in them. I think aside from Bournemouth, Arsenal probably have the best run for the next 4 to 5 fixtures. We're obviously going to talk through that. Newcastle at home in game week 26. Newcastle are currently sat 20th for XG conceded over the past 5 game weeks. Arsenal as well, 6 and then 5 today against, lesser opponents. But you imagine the way that Newcastle are conceding lots of opportunities, there is plenty of scope for some massive hauls out of that one. Home fixture as well for Newcastle, Arsenal, always pretty good. Then in game week 27, they play Sheffield United. Game week 28 against Brentford, they're leaking goals for fun at the moment this season. Liverpool put 4 past them. What could this Arsenal attack, who is seeming to be in, very good flow, free-flowing football, what could they do against Brentford? And then there is still the possibility that Arsenal could feature in game week 29. They do take on Chelsea at home, not the worst fixture for the Gunners. Obviously, it is reliant on Chelsea losing to Leeds United. That is still very much in the remits of possibility. There's always cup upsets in the FA Cup. Leeds as well going quite well in the Championship. They'll be going into that game free-flowing, lots of confidence. So you would imagine they would put up a very good test against a Chelsea side. So we would be very interesting to see how that is. So there's definitely the fixtures there for Arsenal. If they get that blank game week 29 as well, I think a lot more people are going to be looking to potentially double and even triple up on one of the best sides at the moment. Let's have a run through of some of the assets that I've outlined. We're obviously going to start off with Bukayo Saka. He is cooking. I brought him in this week after him decimating my rank for 3 weeks in a row. I could just see with the data, see with the kind of performances that he was putting in, he is back to his best. He is cooking at the moment. 7 goals for him. Good expected goal involvement as well. The highest point scoring player on this list over the past 5 game weeks. Also has the highest price, but I feel he is justifying it. If he can keep himself on penalties as well, he is fitting that talisman theory that I love to bang on about. Is the players that take the penalties are the key men, the danger men. He is that. He is that for Arsenal. And at 9 million, you are getting a fantastic asset, in my opinion. Obviously featuring in the blank game week in 26 and the slight potential of the 29 as well. So definitely Saka, if you didn't own him, I probably would look to go and get him in your team. Maybe if you've got Jota, Saka could be that perfect switch. Or maybe you already did the switch this week and probably want to come back. Moving on to the 2 centre-backs. Obviously, we've got Gabriel and Saliba. Arsenal's defensive record over the past 5 game weeks, they are top in terms of XG conceded. Clear above the rest. They are keeping clean sheets for fun at the moment. You would imagine probably 2, maybe even 3 over the next for if they do play in blank game week 29. Could be some more clean sheets coming for them. If I had to pick right now between Gabriel or Saliba, I would be picking Gabriel. I do feel he has that little bit more attacking intent. As you can see from the expected goal involvement as well, he is getting the better opportunities, scoring more goals, but I wouldn't be expecting that on a very kind of regular basis. But it does seem Arsenal have figured out something with set pieces. Declan Rice is taking a few now. Saka with certain corners as well. They have a very good set piece coach. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Gabriel and Saliba back on the score sheet yet again this season. Very good assets to go for. You know, they are a little bit pricey, but I feel the Arsenal defence is definitely justifying that, and the points that they're scoring in recent weeks definitely justifying those price points. Moving on to the other kind of two, I'm going to put these down as like the differentials or like the other alternatives. Maybe if we're looking for that triple up, I think you could very easily go for the front three that we spoke about there, Saka, Gabriel, Saliba. I think that could be an ideal three if you were looking for the triple up on Arsenal players. But Odegaard and Martinelli over the past few weeks have been ticking along quite nicely. It wasn't until I kind of did my research, looked at the data, saw what they were actually doing, that they're actually putting in some pretty good numbers, to be honest, especially Martinelli. 38 points for him, good underlying data, 3 goals, 1 assist. Then same with Odegaard, a little bit more on the assist side. But yeah, I think if I was to pick one of the midfield assets, if I could only go for one, it would be Saka. I do think though that people might be sleeping on Odegaard and Martinelli. Again, if you are looking for a potential Jota replacement, has a fixture in 26, good fixtures up until game week 29, and has the potential to play in game week 29. If Chelsea do lose, it could be one of Odegaard or Martinelli. Let me know what you think of the Arsenal assets down in the comment section. If you've got any questions about your team in general, get them in the comments. As always, I do try to answer as many as I possibly can. If you have enjoyed the content that you've seen on the channel today, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, we are trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season, and it would be absolutely immense if we could do that. But thank you very much for watching today, ladies and gentlemen, and good luck this game week.